This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with Attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. Open early on a Saturday morning, just to come in to help you understand legal issues, answer your legal questions. Maybe you couldn't sleep very well last night, been worried about something pops up in your mind and wakes you up and you can't go back to sleep and you're worried about it. Hey, why worry about it? Why not ask an attorney? Been host of Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law since late in 1984, 36 years, and the longest running show, continual show, same host, same format in Florida. If you have a legal question, I'm here to help you. It's August the 15th, 2020. It's doing a live show, of course, and you have opportunity to call in with a legal question. You have a toll-free number no matter where you are. 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we are more than glad to help you. Hey, some of the questions that come up almost every week in my practice are about trust. We have multiple attorneys in multiple offices around Florida that do various other areas of law. My primary practice is estate planning, wills, trust, probate, power of attorneys, all areas concerning anything doing with an estate, asset protection. But I get other questions, of course. I take any type of question. In the past, I've practiced in many areas myself: family law, bankruptcy, criminal, and so forth. But some of the questions about trust. Do you have to be wealthy to create a trust? No. I have many clients every week that were not what you would define as wealthy. What's the definition of wealthy? I don't know. But if you had $50,000 to $100,000, should you consider a trust? Well, the difference is when you die with some assets just in a deceased person's name, there's probate. So if you want to avoid probate, our minimum probate fee is $2,500 plus about $500 or $600 in costs. So you're looking at over $3,000. So if you want to avoid that, you could do a trust. Put the assets in the trust as one of the options to avoid probate. And then I get questions, well, if I do a trust, am I restricted? Can you change a trust? Yes, you can amend a trust anytime you want to. The most common changes are changes of beneficiaries, changes of trustees. Can you put all assets in a trust? There are a select list of assets that I go over with you that go in a trust, and some can stay outside the trust. If you have minor children, you definitely probably should consider a trust because you can't leave money directly to a child. I'll go over some of these other common misconceptions people have about trust here in a minute. Let's go to Carol in Bradenton. Hey, Carol.
Hi. I think what I'm going to need from you is a recommendation for a good lawyer here in Bradenton. I have a neighbor. I'm in a 55-plus mobile home park. The neighbor owns her trailer, rents the lot, as I do. We've both been given the notice that they're not renewing our leases and have been told to turn in our keys like, whoa, wait a minute, I own the trailer, okay, and we're supposed to leave. And I fought back by sending notification to the property manager, the HOA, and the lawyer that they had listed, and they backed off because I looked up Florida law and cited statutes and told them, you can't throw me out, I have to pay my rent. Okay, she, on the other hand, has an uncle who owned his trailer and his lot in here, and when he died, the HOA went in, broke the lock, put their own lock on the house, then turned around and filed the neighbor an electronic lien. I'm sorry, a judgment. An electronic judgment of over $5,000. Mm-hmm. And in the same sentence said they didn't have rights to the trailer. I'm like, well, how can they file a lien against you for the trailer when they're telling you you don't own the trailer? So, and then I keep telling her, you need to get a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer. She's like, well, I can't find a lawyer.
All right, Carol, a couple of things. I do have an attorney in my firm that does deal with matters like that you could talk to. So if you want to call my office,
okay.
727-586-3306. Extension 200, and ask for Jim. Now let me just comment on one thing I heard there. So your lease that you have expired.
Yes.
And there's no automatic renewal of the lease provisions in the lease anywhere.
No, sir.
Well, they might have a reason not to renew the lease. I mean, if there's no language in there that you have an ongoing 5-year lease and it becomes automatically renewable without notice, it's a little bit different than evicting you than not renewing your lease.
My notice, the lease was up May 31st.
Yeah, but
now, mind you, I didn't sign a lease until like the third week of June. So how was it up? 3 weeks before the year.
Well, the lease has a starting date and an ending date on there. Anyway, you call Jim. He'll go over all that with you. Look at the lease and advise you, I'm sure, in a proper way.
Yeah, they just and it's kind of corrupt here, I think, because it looks like not everybody who rented their lots got a lease.
Okay, well then they're amongst the
not everybody. Yeah, and then not everybody who got a lease got not renewed.
Yeah. Okay.
They've just decided who they like and who they don't like, and the ones they don't like. I mean, poor woman, on medical leave now because she's had heart issues because she's so stressed with what they're doing to her.
All right. Well, call the office, talk to Jim. I'm sure he can take a look at everything and give you some advice there.
Excellent. Thank you
so much. All right. Thank you. All right. If you'd like to call, ask an attorney all about Florida law, I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open this morning. And also, we replay this show at 5 p.m. on Sunday. That's a repeat show of the live show. So if you hear something you really like someone else to hear, you can always just tell them to tune in on 570 at 5 p.m., 570, 910, 5 p.m. on Sundays to rehear maybe an answer. They also have a podcast unit associated with the website, faithtalk.com. So you can catch it many ways. If you have an Apple phone, there's an Apple app, Ask an Attorney. You can replay shows on that as well. Let's go. And by the way, we're broadcasting live today on WeBeam TV. So if you want a visual of the show going on, you can go to webeamtv.com. We're also broadcasting live on Facebook. We're doing Facebook Live right now at the moment, too. If you want to join me on my personal page on Facebook, just look for Joseph Pippen. If you want the law offices of Joseph Pippen, there's a page for that. There's an Ask an Attorney page on Facebook. We also run a lot of shows that are they're put on YouTube. We put links of the different types of questions on LinkedIn. So we're social media. We're out there pretty much. If you want to catch up with me on there, that would be great. Be glad to join with you there. Let's go to Linda in Largo.
Oh, good day. I had a general question because I listen to you all the time, and the question is really for New York, but just wanted to get an idea. Now, my son, he lives in New York, and he got a 10-day notice to quit, and 10 is 90 days right under state and federal law. And this was just saying also that if you are a bona fide tenant and can prove that you paid rent there, that, rent there, they may stat it out, but it seems the person that bought it seemed to be a corporation of some sort. I just wanted for you to explain that because, they got it recently. Of course, when you get it by the mail and whatnot, it can be staggering. But can you explain what is a 10-day notice to quit and 10 is 90 days right under federal, state, and federal law mean? And can the time be extended because a person bought the
Well, 10 day to do what? Does it say 10 days to do? You have to do something?
And 90 days right under state and federal law.
Yeah, but what's the 10-day rule apply to? What is it? What must he do within 10 days?
really nothing much, but they are giving the tenants, they specifically say tenants 90-day right under state and federal law.
Well, you probably have to object. See, first of all, I don't practice in New York. I'm not licensed in New York, and I can't really give advice about New York law. Generally speaking, when you get served papers, you have some time limits usually to respond or object to it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not sure that's the case here or not.
Well, they gave a phone number. They gave a phone number.
The best answer would be for him to have an attorney just look at that and see what he has to do.
Okay. But
that would be the best answer. Other than that, he can make the phone call and see if he can ascertain what he has to do. They may or may not give him all the proper information on that. I'd really have an attorney look at it in New York.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just saying sometimes when a person does need to move, it seems that it's some people I just look at it, they may need an extra month to kind of get it all together.
Well, the landlord, whoever that is, might be a corporate landlord, can extend the time to leave, but there has to be an agreement.
Oh, right. It did say, like, Growth Incorporated and all like that.
Yeah.
So I think in the place that he is residing is pretty much dilapidated, so they may want to
rehab the place. Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying that, I just wanted to get things in place because sometimes people
if he doesn't respond at all, he could be evicted. So I definitely would have an attorney look at it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
hey, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open for your question. And if you have a legal question of any type, hey, I'll be glad to answer it to the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer, hey, I'm real upfront about that. I can't possibly know everything, of course, and I'll let you know that I'm not sure. But I always have a resource or another referral or some way to help you. I can do that. So if I can assist you in any way, it doesn't even have to be a legal problem. It could just be a problem you're facing with and just need someone else to talk about. I am more than glad to jump in there and give you as much help as I possibly can. You have a toll-free number. 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and I'll be more than glad to help you. I've decided when to do my next Zoominar. Hey, the first one was just very, very successful. We had Zoominar... Well, I think was successful. We had 70, probably 80, because some trickled in. We had probably 80 people sign up for my Zoominar. It lasted an hour. It's me talking about a subject for half an hour or so, and then taking questions the other half. And it's on Zoom. So my next seminar is going to be at 10 o'clock on August the 28th. And if you'd like to attend, the seminar is on asset protection. So we're going to talk about the different asset protection things that I think you need to be concerned about, plus you get to ask me questions. If you would like to attend this Zoom seminar on asset protection, 10 o'clock, August 28th, you need to send me an email. All those attending the Zoom seminar that actually attend, I mean, you can sign up and not attend, but if you sign up and attend the seminar, you get a free book on asset protection planning. And if you'd like you have to do this through the email, because you have to have email to attend the Zoom party. So you email me at Joe, J-O-E, at attypip.com. That's Joe at attypip.com. Let's go to Teresa in Lakeland.
So, my question is, my son-in-law was in his truck at a stoplight. He was rammed by another truck, a vehicle truck, hit him in the rear, and then another car behind that man hit that man in the rear. So it's 3 cars involved. And come to find out, none of them have insurance. I guess the one that hit him is Geico, and they're telling him we're not paying for it because the lady behind him is the one that caused it. She wasn't paying attention.
Was your son-in-law injured?
No, he's going to a chiropractor. No, he wasn't injured. But he was thinking about going to a chiropractor. He was at first, but nothing serious, no.
Well, hey, you get serious later. I mean, you get arthritis, you get spinal issues. There are multiple things that can happen, so it'd be better if you did go to a chiropractor or some other type of doctor, get a full evaluation. It'd be better for him to have an attorney negotiate with these insurance companies. If you, we had a personal injury on the attorney multiple times, and I could refer him to give your son-in-law a call, or your son-in-law could call or email me saying he'd like to talk. Just talk, no charge. Just talk to a personal injury attorney about the case and what he should do, and I'd be glad to help.
Yeah, well, the lady that was not paying attention, she does not have any insurance.
Yeah, but she could have assets, and people who don't have insurance, she had no insurance at all?
Correct. She was just getting some, and she did not have it.
Well, her license should be revoked. I mean, you should not be on the road without insurance, and you can lose your car, you can lose your driving privileges, you can lose a lot of things. So, and if she had any assets at all, they're up for grabs if there was an injury. I mean, if there was no injury, maybe just car damage. But your son-in-law should really have an attorney be represent him. I could probably have an attorney call him today if he's interested. I mean, so I just need an email and the phone number and say, please have personal injury attorney give me a call, and then that's that. It'll happen.
Okay. Yeah. So the guy that hit him, his insurance company is saying they don't have to pay nothing. So that it was a lady in behind that was her fault.
Well, but the first impact, anybody would argue the first impact on that was probably the most serious. And it's not that you have no liability, you have some. And that's why you need an attorney to duke it out with the insurance company. Insurance company's always going to deny claims if they can. And they're always going to lowball the offer if they can. I mean, they're in business. So sometimes you just need an attorney to get in there and fight for you a little bit.
Yeah, he's without a vehicle. It totaled he has a customized truck. He just got it on the road the day before. And it's totaled.
Yeah.
The impact, cracked the axle.
Well, you know, I now have a contact for diminished value on a car, too. Because sometimes the insurance company will just go by the books and pay X, but the diminished value of the car is more than that, so you need somebody to fight for you for diminished value as well sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, Teresa?
Okay, so we'll call your office.
Yeah, well, no, you can email. The best way probably is to email me, and I can just forward the email to the personal injury attorney. So the email address is Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. So that's Joe at attypip.com.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Deborah in Sarasota. Hey, Deborah.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Good. How about you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Well, my question is, I have a 6-foot fence around my yard, and my neighbors are planting their trees very close to my fence. My question is, how legal is this, since they do not take care of their trees and their limbs hang over my fence, and I have to pay every year to trim them? And they just planted some new ones, and they're not small, so I know they're going to be big eventually.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have the right to plant their trees, and you have the right to trim them up to keep them off your property.
What?
So I mean, there's no way you can stop. There's no way you can stop them from planting trees on their property. So the only thing you really have a right to do is trim.
Close to my fence.
Yeah, only really right you have is to trim those tree limbs up your property line.
But don't they have any what do you call, ways of having them to take care of their own trees. Why should I trim it? I've already had to pay $7,000 to fix a new roof because of their trees.
Yeah. Well,
and the plumbing.
They have there's no better answer than they have the right to plant trees, and you have the right to trim those limbs that come over into your property. You can't make them trim the limbs that come over to your property, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
I appreciate your answer. I was hoping.
All right, no problem. I wish I had a better answer for that for my own self. Really.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks. All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Hey, I like to say on the air, if you have a better answer to a question, or you think you do have a better answer to a question than I am able to give, call and tell me. Gosh, I'd love to analyze that answer and hear it. If you have a better answer on tree limbs, now somebody's going to call me and tell me probably just poisoning the tree at night or something. But, if you have a legitimate and that's an entertaining but not correct answer. But if you have an answer to a question where you've actually done something yourself that worked, that's better than what I've suggested to a client or advised the client, hey, call me. I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind learning new answers. And I'd love to hear from you. Actually, if you have better answers to any of the questions I give a response to, maybe you have a direct experience and you had a slightly different result because you did so-and-so, hey, I'd love to hear it. Just give me a call. And share it. You get to share it with anybody listening. And I definitely don't have enough pride to be upset with somebody who either corrects me or gives additional advice. Hey, I'm all for it. If you have a legal question you'd like to call the show or comment, 877 is the toll-free number, 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Let's go to Charles in Clearwater.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, how are you, Charles?
Pretty good, sir. Thank you for taking the call.
My pleasure.
Indeed. I'm a blind individual, and to give you a little background information from what I understand, the intersections of the various traffic areas are owned by the municipalities, and the traffic lights as well as the audio signals and video signals are owned by the Department of Transportation. Am I correct on that?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Well, indeed, sir, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to promote some sort of way for the audio signals to be more prevalent in Pinellas County especially. We have like Missouri Avenue and East Bay Drive, they have an audio signal, and it states, wait, and walk sign is on. My proposal is to have a man's voice on north-south routes, women's voices on west-east routes. Now, the reason for this is that the parrots in the vicinity can mimic the wait, walk sign is on to almost to the letter, and you can't tell if a person ahead of you, being totally blind, if ahead of you someone had pressed the walk sign or not. And sometimes with these cars, it's very hard to hear the motor running. Furthermore, I would like to have a means to know what way you're crossing, whether you're crossing 66th Street or whether you're crossing Almerton Road or one of the intersections, and then how many lanes of traffic you're crossing. I was crossing East Bay in Missouri, and I thought I made it all the way to the sidewalk, and I'm walking down the Meridian, and a woman passed me, and she said, "Sir, you're in the middle of the traffic." I said, "Yeah, but I'm afraid to move because traffic's running on each side of me. What do I do?" She said, "My sister's going to come out and help you." So what should I do? Should I request send letters to the municipalities? Should I?
I would talk to government agencies. I mean, you can talk to your representative, your congressional representative, your congressional senator, the city boards of the different cities you're in. There are many organizations, National Organization of the Blind. I don't know the exact names of some of those organizations, but some of those take up battles for you. So there are lots of different agencies and organizations that could probably help you with that. I think those are all great ideas. It's just the amount of money it takes for somebody to fund all those things, or the responsibility. Do you by chance have a service animal?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So I mean, there are lots of different ways and different organizations and people to make requests to make it a cause to be able to improve the situation. So
right.
I would. That's what I would probably pursue it that way.
Okay, so my first.
I've had the opportunity to speak to. I have a lot of blind listeners, I think, and I've had the opportunity. Some of those belong to different organizations and clubs that meet on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I've had the opportunity to come in and speak to those groups and answer some questions like that. So,
okay.
So I'll be glad to help in any way I can. But that's the answer. I'd probably start with your Congress or city councils and things like that, and see if they can help with that request, and somehow or another find the funds to do some of those things. I've never heard someone call and tell me that a parrot, though, was instrumental in mocking signals like that. That's very interesting. So you're first in that regard, bringing that up. So, but anyway, Charles, I wish you the best.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Hey, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. We had a Josephine, I think, calling from Jacksonville that dropped off. Hey, Josephine, call us back. Be more than glad to talk to you. We do broadcast live in Jacksonville on WBOB AM. There's a FM signal component to that station, too. I think it's 101.FM. So if you have if you're in Jacksonville, we do have an office there. I'd like to see clients up in Jacksonville every other week. And if you have a legal question, no matter where you are, hey, we have 15 office locations, so we might have an office close to you. If you're listening to this signal, we have several offices in Pinellas, several in Hillsborough, several in Polk County and Pasco County. We have offices in Leesburg, Clermont, the Villages. We have offices from St. Augustine area up to Ponte Vedra. Main office there in Jacksonville is in the Ponte Vedra area. So if you have, you're listening on multiple stations around Florida. We're broadcasting today from Tampa. So in Tampa we have 570, 910, 860, 930 AM. They're all AM, but they have FM components to all of those stations as well. Sun City Center, 96.3 FM, local community station there. You're also listening, we have a local station in Clearwater, WTAN. In fact, today on WTAN, I'll be doing another show. As a guest, I'll be doing a show at 12 noon. We have multiple signals, multiple shows, 90.3 FM out of Haines City. And a lot of these stations have FM components as well. So, also most of them have listen now buttons on your computer where you can listen to a show on your computer while you're doing other things. And we have an Apple app, and a lot of them have podcasts as well that redo the show. So let's go to Bud in St. Petersburg.
Hello, Joe. I'm taking your challenge about the comment on the trees.
All right, let's hear it. Let's go for it. I love tree comments.
My parents moved to Florida about 50 years ago, and we lived right next door to the showcase house, the model house.
Mm-hmm.
And when the builder was done, he moved, and people bought the house, and they added trees. And the reason I said, why do you plant those trees? Huh? What about those roots, And that's just the big problem, the roots. Because I one time, I'm talking over these years, I'm always taking care of my parents' home. 43 feet from the property line, a root. And these roots, you can do okay if the people take care of it. The neighbors, they put in a watering system. They watered the trees. But another guy came in, and I said, hey, you're not watering your trees. He says, well, I can't afford a water pump. I says, but your house is valuable with those trees.
Did you ask him if he'd ever heard of a hose? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's lazy to do that. He can't afford the water. Anyway, the roots go into the plumbing, into the drain line, and even where it's in the alley is where it hooks up with the city's line, and the city even had to come out in the alley and fix it. But they're not going to come into your property and fix your line. So I have to go out there and dig the roots out because...
All right, bud, you got to tell me what your solution is here.
The solution is you go to the property line and you cut the roots.
Yeah, well, of course, you can cut tree limbs up the property line. You can cut roots down below the property line.
Okay, no, I just didn't hear that part about the roots.
Oh well, no, I didn't. She didn't ask me about the roots. She asked me about the limbs. So, but that's true. You can trim those roots out of your property as well.
Well, in this one case, I had a whole row of portocorpus, a beautiful plant, and the roots from the oak trees were taking the water from the portocorpus.
Yeah. Well, the problem though sometimes is you can trim up the tree line, you can trim down the roots. Anything on your property line you can protect, but you can't take an action that would kill the tree. I mean, then you get into a little gray area of what the liability might be if you actually kill the tree.
No, I didn't want to. That's why I go out of my way to help save the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's been over 40 years, and they're starting to die now, and the oak trees. So that problem is solved almost.
All right. Well, Bud, I appreciate you calling.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open just for you for the next 17 minutes. You have to make your call. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Well, I started off the show by talking about some of the common misconceptions about trust. Do you have to be wealthy to create a trust? No. If you want to avoid probate, plan for guardianship, make it quick and easy for your heirs, almost regardless of the size of the estate. Otherwise, you could have some probate. Are there multiple ways to avoid probate? Yes. I think the trust is one of the better ways? Yes. And you don't have to be wealthy, of course. Are you restricted once you create the trust? No, it's a revocable trust for your benefit. You can do whatever you want to with your own trust for your own benefit, and you have instructions for the successor trustee. Can you change a trust? Most common changes are who the trustees are, which you can easily change those, or you can delete, omit people. Lots of different things you can do with a trust. It's just as flexible as changing as a will would be. Is there a difference in cost in changing a will versus changing a trust? No, actually, I have the same price. To do an amendment to a trust and a amendment or codicil to will are the exact same price as far as changing documents. Let's go to Sean in St. John, Florida.
Hello, good morning, sir. Thank you for your service and helping out everybody with their legal questions. I want to, keep my appreciation for that.
So what part of St. John County do you live in?
You can say Fruit Cove.
Fruit Cove, okay. Yeah, I drive through there all the time.
Yeah, very, very nice area.
Yeah, so sometimes we come up 75 from Tampa and drive through Gainesville area and then through that area before we get to...
Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville. Going in through the Ponte Beach or Nocatee area. On our way, we pass right through Fruit Cove. Okay, go right ahead. What can I do for you?
Yeah, all right. So I got two questions. One, I just purchased a home, and I had two inspections done, and neither inspections noticed my sunroom was being detached from the house. Neither did the previous owner know it too as well. So shortly after I bought the house, I noticed it, and I want to know if there's anything I can do for their E&O policies when it comes to failure to notice the roof separating. The sunroom roof is separating from the actual roof.
Well, I would probably suggest you get another inspector to come to look at it to see if that was something that should have been discovered the first time, and then possibly make a claim against the first inspector. If you get something in writing from another inspector, this was an obvious oversight or miss, and it should have been noted, and this is what it's going to cost you to get this fixed. I would definitely get something in writing from another inspector, and then I think you can proceed from there.
What about from enclosure companies and roofing companies inspection? You know, them like coming out and giving bids.
Yeah, they could give you a bid on fixing it.
Yeah, so I do have those.
Well, then you need an inspector to put something in writing. This was an obvious oversight that should have been noted on the previous inspection. Then you got some proof to deal with your request or claim.
Okay, and the second one is kind of a general question. On my property, there is a 20-foot easement, and I want to be able to take some of that easement away and use it as my property, because my property is washing away because of the easement, because it's not built properly. And I want to actually redo the retaining wall, because it's like a little retention pond, but there's no water in it unless there's like a typhoon of some sort.
Is it a utilities? Is it a utilities easement?
No, it is a bridge and waterways easement.
Well, so you probably have to get it surveyed as to what you would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to probably pay a surveyor to, and then you have to petition the county, I guess, to accept the survey and alter the easement that's on the current records. I don't think you can just alter it by yourself.
Oh, no, of course not. Yeah, I was just thinking, what is the proper way of doing it? So I'd get...
Probably get a real estate attorney, but you're probably going to have to get it surveyed, and then you're probably going to have to petition the court for the court to approve the new easement.
Okay. Easy
and
enough.
Whether that's even possible, I'm not sure. I mean, but that's how you would try to do it.
Yeah, because I see other people with easements that are the same type, you know, because it goes right into Cunningham Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And other people actually have, you know, a straight shot tube back, so they don't really have a holding where, you know, filters into the sand and into the creek. It's just a straight shot they have down there. And I was like, well, you know.
Well, I definitely work with a real estate attorney to ask that question too, and to help you and go to court if necessary. But I'm pretty sure you're going to have it resurveyed as to how you would like for it to be.
Okay.
And I would even talk to an attorney before I had the expense of the survey, because there might be some other way to do that. But I'm thinking that would be one way anyway.
All right, cool. Because I'm on talking terms with the Bridge and Waterways. I just want to see about what extra.
Well, ask them. I guess the first question would be, if you're on talking terms with them, ask them if they would object to a change in the easement. If you've got their consent, I think it'd be much easier.
Oh yeah. Then I can just get the survey and then
get the survey, get them not to object, get them to approve it somewhere in writing, and just follow that with the court. But I still think you're going to need an attorney to prepare that for you.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. And I appreciate the help and guidance.
All right. You take care.
All right. You too, sir. Thank you.
Let's go to Ben in Tampa.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, Joe. I want to thank you, first of all, for all the great service you do for all of us. Been listening to you for a long time.
Well, thank you.
My question is, you're most welcome, and you're going to go to heaven, boy.
All right. Well, I know I am. I mean, so I'm looking. Okay. I'm not looking forward to dying, but I'm not fearing dying because I know where I'm going to go. So
when that day comes, that's where you'll be.
Yep.
All right. Here's my question. On the radio, quite frequently, we get these commercials about people forging their signatures on your deed and stealing your property.
Yes.
How much truth is there to that? Is it
Yeah, it is possible somebody could do that, but it's also somebody could break in your house and rob you at night. So if you want to go on the county records yourself, I mean, you could check every day if your property is still in your name, and somebody hasn't fraudulently tried to take it. What these services, advertise all this are just watchdogs. So they watch it for you and alert you if something's happened. Then you pay them even more to defend you, basically, in a lawsuit. Right. But if you wanted to check it yourself, you could. Okay, I understand pretty much all that. The next question is, if it's in a trust, is it protected anymore? No, they could forge yours. They could forge your signature as your name trustee, just as well as they could just forge your name, without it being in a trust. Okay, so it's a fact, and just be cautious. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, my pleasure. I appreciate it. All right, thank you. All the best to you. All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Hey, if you'd like to attend our next seminar on Zoom, it's going to be on asset protection. It's going to be August the 28th at 10 a.m. If you sign up for it and attend, you get a free book on asset protection, Florida asset protection. If you'd like to attend, I just need an email, so send it to Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. So that's Joe at attypip.com. And hope you attend. It's going to be probably 30 minutes of me talking about asset protection, another 30 minutes of me asking your questions. There is a limit of the number of people that can attend. I did upgrade my Zoom program to accommodate 100 people at one time. And everybody on our last seminar that signed up was like almost 80 people will be invited. And then I'll be mentioning it on today's and tomorrow's radio shows, so it could fill up very, very quickly. So if you want to attend, and this is the first announcement of it, really. So if you want to attend, go ahead and send me an email, joe at attypip.com, and get on the list to attend. Be glad to have you there. Let's go to Kathy in St. Petersburg.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. We have had a problem with our association. We have a beautiful waterfront condominium. Our declaration of condominium says that you have access to the limited common areas for the purpose of ingress and egress. We've written to the board because this area is turned into a fishing pier outside our waterfront bedroom window, and people sit under it and wake us any hour of the night. We've had spotlights. Anyway, we're wondering if we have a good chance, if we went to court, to make them enforce it, because their response to us when we sent them the clause out of the declaration, they said, we will never give up fishing in the common area. It was a one-liner to us, very terse.
Well, let me ask you this. Are the people fishing residents of the condo?
Nobody's checking here, and some are residents. I don't go out there and check. I've had a lot of people here, even in the night, so I don't know. I mean, the other first-floor unit owners aren't so impacted by this because we're the ones down by a deep end where the bridge is and all the boats go in and out under our bridge. So they could be our...
Yeah, I'm not sure. The condo, of course, can make whatever, the board can make whatever rules they want to. So, I mean, you can be a squeaky wheel on trying to get them to enforce rules for non-residents or guests of residents to fish on the pier. But it's
not a pier.
A dock.
No, it's not a dock. It's just a grassy area that goes out 10 feet altogether from our patio.
It seems like to me, without knowing any more than I know about your question, it seems like to me they should. Do they have a security guard?
Only for 8 hours of the day.
I would petition the board hard for a security guard during nighttime hours, which seems like the most hours that crimes are committed, and to only restrict the fishing or being on the property. Don't let people that are not residents there fish there, and to have a security guard if people are making too much noise, always be able to sit there and quiet them down to some degree.
All right. So the ingress egress in the declaration really isn't really that enforceable by the board.
Well, you mean ingress egress as far as you don't know if they're outsiders causing the problems or residents causing the problems.
Well, they sit for hours fishing, and the declaration says the limited common elements are for the purpose of ingress and egress.
Well, that could certainly be a point you try to enforce. I don't know how vague that is to be able to enforce that as far as stopping someone from walking on the grass or fishing or whatever. I mean, you could probably argue, well, ingress egress to the hole where all the fish are. I mean, I don't know, but that might be hard, but you're going to need the support from the board to start enforcing rules and maybe have extra security. And, it's probably be hard to put up a no fishing sign after 10 p.m. or something for a resident. And that's maybe why they even bought the place, was to be right on the water to be able to fish. I mean, I don't know. That's a pretty difficult thing for you to deal with, I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
I wish I had a better answer for you, but I think the better answer would be just have security people that can keep people quiet and keep away non-residents.
All right, so I guess I got my answer. Ingress egress is pretty vague then.
Yeah, that's very vague. And ingress and egress to what? Just the parking garage, or probably somebody's going to argue, well, I need to ingress and egress from the fishing hole, So how do you defend? I mean, it's just going to be a big argument, probably.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's go to Ricky in Tampa.
Yeah, Joe, this is...
We have about a minute left for you, Ricky.
Okay, I'm going quick. A caller called earlier, the lady about her son-in-law got hit from behind.
Yes.
And it was 3 cars involved.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I wasn't clear on the answer because she said something very key. She said the only person that had car insurance was the lady that hit her son. Now... And that...
No, I don't think either. Well, I'm not sure, but I don't think either one of the drivers, the driver right behind the truck and the driver behind that driver, I don't think either one of them had insurance.
No, she said the lady that had to hit her because the lady insurance company will not pay.
Because the second car hit the...
Yeah, because the second car...
Well, I think both cars are responsible, and even the one that doesn't have insurance could be sued.
So how about the son that got hit?
No, well, he's the victim, so the other, I think there could be a lawsuit against both of the other drivers.
Okay.
So sometimes you sue the insurance, you sue the person who then pulls in their insurance company, and sometimes an attorney is going to sue the driver and the insurance company.
Okay.
Because I don't think they can deny that claim just because the third car hit the second car, which basically both had some impact on the driver.
But could they not say the insurance company or the second car denied based on him not having insurance?
Well, no.
He shouldn't have been on the road.
Yeah. No, you'd sue both of the drivers on the second and third car and at least one of the insurance companies.
Okay, then. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. Hey, so you've been listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. If you'd like to contact our office, we have a toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3592. I'm sorry, 5329. It was 1-800-226-5239. And if you would like to, the local number is 727-586-3306. The local number is 727-586-3306. You can email me at Joe, at ATTYPIP.com. You can text me, 727-667-3967. 727-667-3967. Hey, you be safe. And we'll be back next week the same time. So long.